Welcome to Healing Wisdom, a Thursday morning talk show featuring guests sharing their stories and knowledge. We discuss the healing aspects of the arts, metaphysics, social justice, and adventure through all types of terrain. So join me, Pandora Peoples, here on WOMR 92.1 FM in Provincetown and WFMR 91.3 FM in Orleans. We're streaming worldwide at WOMR.org. Our next guests are the band Polky. They're Toronto-based, and their music is inspired by Poland's rich cultural tapestry. It mixes traditional roots music with rhythms and sounds from across the globe. They incorporate vocal harmonies with unusual traditional instruments, and I'm so pleased to have them with us today. Today they're talking about Polish folklore, traditional Polish healing practices, and their forthcoming album. Tell us the story behind your new single, Rutka.
Our new single, Rutka, is released with a collaboration with the Basset, the band, and tells the story about love, about the woman love, and actually a story about the woman that is waiting for love and then sowing the seeds of rue plant. And in the traditional version of the story, this love never comes. In our interpretation of the song, the roots start growing and the woman is following the root and then following her own path and then finding love in herself. So our message, and it's really actually relating to me and Evelina's story. We both came from Eastern Europe, where the root plant is actually where the root plant is coming from. And then me and Evelina came to Canada from Poland. We outgrow our roots, and then we started to grow our roots in a different continent, and then trying to find our place here, and then finding love for ourselves. So the song is actually telling the story about instead of searching of love outside of yourself, to search it inside of yourself. And it's also telling a story about women's rights. Since the band started, women's rights and issues have always been essential for us. During the pandemic, we released a music video about women protests, the biggest protest in Poland and probably the whole of Europe since the fall of the communism. And then Rutka is a medicinal plant used by Slavic women for centuries for healing wounds and various medicinal procedures. It's a very folk, old, pagan plant, often associated with witchcraft, which was forbidden in Poland, and village healers were executed for practicing this. Creating a song in which a woman is the main character that plants rue, and finding freedom by waiting for the plants to grow rather than for love to come was very symbolic for us. And the rue as a plant is a symbol of many things to us. The plant known to us as a common rue is originated in Eastern Europe and the Mediterranean and spread from there. So nowadays it can be found all over the world. And the Rutka is a song about healing, growing, finding strength in yourself, and a symbol of connection between cultures all over the globe.
Here's Polky's new single, Rutka.
Ja sobie myślała, że Jasieńko przyjdzie. Rutka poschodziła, a Jasieńka nie ma. Jak przyjdzie niedziela, będę się stroiła. Jak przyjdzie niedziela, będę się stroiła.
asked Marta and Evelina to tell us about the symbolism behind Rutka, what it was used for, and why they felt it was essential to tell the story.
So, Rutka is a mighty plant in Slavic culture. Folk healers often use it to heal wounds and forbidden procedures. These healers were then usually executed for witchcraft, as herbalism was traditionally associated with witchcraft and illegal practice. It was essential to create a song about woman life outside the traditional roles such as marriage or motherhood. The woman wanted something new in life. She wanted something more. And then she took her life in her hands, and then she followed her path, outgrow herself even, and finding love in herself. For me, Rutka is a symbol of connection between the cultures. This herb spread all over the world, and its story feels really close to me and Evelina's immigration journey. For me, it was really important to raise my kids in a country where people from around the world live together in peace, respect, and learn from each other. As Ru and Rutka, we can outgrow our borders. We can create new connections, new world for us and for our children.
If you're just joining us now, you're listening to Healing Wisdom. I'm your host, Pandora Peoples, and we're speaking with Polky, the Canadian-based Polish roots band. They're speaking with us about herbal medicine, the symbolism of Ru, which inspired their new single Rutka, and their forthcoming album coming out this year. I asked them to tell us more about the tradition of herbalism and witchcraft in Poland.
In Slavic culture, the local healers, women who knew the remarkable powers of herbs, the mysterious chants, were called szeptuchy. They were the most popular in Poland and the Podlasie area. Szeptuchy are like artifacts of ancient wisdom, based on folklore beliefs. However, people still believe in their gifts. Most of the szeptuchy are women, but sometimes also men follow this path. They are called szeptum. They usually live far, far away from the big cities, staying more common in small villages at the end of the world. If you want to meet szeptucha, you should ask the local people. They will know how to guide you to her house. Szeptuchy might be connected with the powers known as white magic, but their knowledge is unique. Moreover, nobody knows when they appear in Podlasia. According to the folklore legend, when Christ started to teach in the temple, he gave to the ancestors of Szeptuchy the mysterious knowledge. It gave them the power to heal. The legend mentions two aspects that must be connected to heal the people. First of all, Szeptucha must know the magical formulas, sometimes called spells. They also know the sorts of rituals, but they believe that the power of healing comes from God. In their rituals, Szeptucha can use different symbols, herbs, seeds, bread, water, and other things they could find in the household. So Szeptucha is actually following a unique lifestyle. The daily routine is focused on serving people. According to the tradition, she cannot abandon a person in need that asks for her help. Szeptucha shouldn't judge. She should be had open heart to everyone in need. They also don't ask for payment because they believe that the power that comes from God should be free for everyone. In the past, Szeptucha often received food or other goods as payment. They were a competition to local priests or monks who offered similar service. Recently, one of the most famous whisperers, Wiera Popławska from Orla, died at the age 98. So the Szeptuchy are still kind of in a way popular in Poland. It's not really easy to find them. But this ancient knowledge is still available and accessible to anyone who is looking for it.
Oj, musiałaś ty dziewczata umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Musiałaś ty dziewczata umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Zapomniała matka i ojca, a ciebie nie mogę do końca. Zapomniała matka i ojca, a ciebie nie mogę do końca. Oj, musiałaś ty dziewczęta umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Musiałaś ty dziewczęta umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Zapomniałam siostrę i brata, a ciebie nie mogę dogadać. Zapomniałam siostrę i brata, a ciebie nie mogę dogadać. Nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć, 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 nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Oj, musiałaś ty dziewczęta umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Musiałaś ty dziewczęta umieć, nie mogę o tobie zapomnieć. Zapomniałam siostrę i brata, a ciebie nie mogę dogadać. Zapomniałam siostrę i brata, a ciebie nie mogę dogadać.
How are people responding to Rutka, which is the first single from your forthcoming new album?
We released our Rutka single on 14th of November, and so far we have such an amazing outcome from this. We have so many people reaching out to us saying that they love the tune. We are played on many radio stations. We are actually being played at NPR, and then we are getting an amazing response for this song. I think the reason for it is we blend the Americana and then Polish tunes. Also, it's the first tune that we are actually singing in Polish, and we have a singer that sings in English, which is Yasmin Shelton. Yasmin is from the Basset band. It's a duo, Americana, and then this duo contains with the Yasmin Shelton and Sam Clark. And Sam is actually part of our band too. He brings a lot of beautiful music to us, and his sensitivity while playing is amazing. And then we are really proud of this tune. And the tune tells the story about the connection between the countries. The tune is actually showing exactly what we are trying to do here. So we are trying to bring our Polish folk roots, our Polish traditional lyrics, and mix them with the lyrics and the songs from America, which is pretty unique. I think there's not many bands, or even none other bands that I know, that is doing that. So blending the Polish traditional lyrics with the Americana. I'm also on this tune using a Polk fiddle. Usually in Polky I play on suka from Biłgoraj, but this time in this Rutka tune I'm playing on the Polk fiddle, which is a really, really rare Polish instrument that was forgotten in Poland for many, many years. And the story of this instrument is really amazing because the instrument was found in the 80s in the ground in the well. So in the well that was a dumpster, and then the instrument was found in a layer from 16th century, and we believe that instrument was used from medieval times till like 18th or 19th century. It has a 6 strings, and I play on it with a fingernail technique. So this instrument gives this tune a little bit extra depth, and it's like, if I can compare it to some other Western instrument, it will sound a little bit like a combination of violin and viola, and it has a really low, beautiful strings, and I'm using it in Rutka. So we are really, really happy that we have such a beautiful outcome. Now we are touring in US, and then we are playing this tune, and people are loving it, and hope you're gonna love it too.
Nasiałam serutki na 4 ogródki, na 5. barwinku, na ciebie Jasieńku, na 5. barwinku, na ciebie Jasieńku. Rutko, moja Rutko, siałam cię raniutko, siałam cię wesoło, rośnij Rutko sporo, siałam cię wesoło, rośnij Rutko sporo.
Is your music inspired by nature? Do you resonate with Canada, with Nova Scotia, particularly where this single was born?
As musicians, we are so happy to be here, to be in Canada, and share our music and share our tradition, but also blend this tradition with the music from here. And our band is based mainly on a violin-like sound instrument. We have like a string trio, which is pretty rare for the even Polish traditional folk bands. Usually there was a drum, accordion, vocal, and the violin. So we have on the bass, we have Peter Klassen. On the fiddle, we have Sam Clark. And I am playing on suka and the fiddle, Polk fiddle. And then we actually came up with this tune with the Rutka during our tour in Nova Scotia when we were at the Stan Rogers Festival. We were staying at a beautiful, beautiful cottage on the water. We started a fire in our cottage and we started to jam. And Sam came with a beautiful riff on a violin that sounded a little bit like Americana. And Evelina actually heard some echoes from the Polish melody in this riff, and she started to sing the Polish song Rutka. And this is how the tune started. And it started in the beautiful land of Nova Scotia, which actually reminds me and Evelina a little bit of our homeland, because the region of Poland that we are coming from, it's a little bit like hilly mountain region. I live closer to the big mountains. Evelina lives closer to the like a little bit smaller mountains that looks a little bit like the hills in Nova Scotia. There's a lot of forest there, a lot of beautiful trails, and then a lot of water surrounding it as well. And while we are in Nova Scotia, I felt really connected to the land and really connected to my homeland as well, which was really surprising to me even. And also in Nova Scotia and PEI and then the east coast of Canada, the fiddle music is the most popular. It's not so popular in Ontario or any other parts of the Canada. Thanks to this environment that we are starting to work on this tune, when we actually created it, when the tune was born, it all come thanks to this beautiful nature that was surrounding us. And as an artist, we are really sensitive to where we are, and then we love to travel and we love to know new places. And then I think the spirit of the fiddle music of the East Coast and the beautiful fire and then beautiful nature around inspired us to create it and compose this song. And we are so happy to share it now with everybody across the Canada and across US. I hope we're going to meet you on our tour in US. For the next 7 days, we're going to tour here. We're going to be in Wisconsin and Ohio and Minnesota. So hope to see you there.
Otwórz, Kasiu, brata, to ci darujemy.
Our upcoming album going to be released in the fall 2025. We already done the first recording and we're really excited to share that with you. We had a lot of guests on our upcoming album, so you will be able to hear a similar melodies or similar character of the songs that we had on our first album, but also thanks to the amazing musicians that joined us on this album, we're going to have a bigger variety of the styles in this album, which I'm really excited to share. We started as a Polish band that immigrated in Canada. Now we feel more rooted in Canada and America. So in this album, you will be able to hear the reminiscence of the Americana music, fiddle music, from this continent, not only from Poland. We're still going to have some Ukrainian songs as we really want to support our neighbors in this hard time. We're going to have some Eastern tunes as well. We invited a lot of collaborations, a lot of collaborators as Mariczka Marczyk. We're going to have singer Ekaterina from Kazakhstan, two beautiful players, bass player Peter Klassen, fiddle player Sam Clark, and on the drums we're going to have Max Senit. We're going to still share the stories that we know from our homeland, from Poland, a lot of traditional lyrics, but we also going to have some lyrics that we wrote ourselves, and also the lyrics in English that we didn't have in our first album. We are really excited to share this album with you. And stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. And thank you so much.
We've been speaking with Marta Solek and Ewelina Ferenc of Polky, which means Polish woman in Polish. You can find information about Polky at polkyband.com. You can find their first album, Songs from Home, there and find out about their upcoming performances. So check it out. You've been listening to Healing Wisdom at Outermost Radio. All of our shows are podcasts at WOMR.org. Also check out healingwisdomradioshow.com and contact me at pandora@WOMR.org. Our theme music is provided by Mazen. You can find her website at mazenmusic.com.